So when we open the app, is it right here? This is what you're going to have. At times you can display the welcome page, which you can just cancel. So to start up, we create a new document here, or we click the shortcut key of Control and N. So I'm going to click on this to launch a new page. So it's going to bring up this dialog box where you can determine the name of your document, the size of the document, the unit you are using for measurement, and so on. Okay, so we can name the file here as Corel Draw Basics. Click on OK. So here we are in our page, and right on top here we have the menu bar. Okay, so we have the file. Under the file, these are the things we have to open a new file. Okay, to open a recent document, to close the document in which you are. You close all. That is when you have more than one document open. You save as. Okay, that is when you want to rename or you want to duplicate a particular document, and other things here. Here we have the edit. We have here we have the view. This is where we set our guidelines and so on, our ruler when we are working. This is a layout, arrange, the effects we give to our designs. Okay, we are still going to cover this in when we get to our designs. And we have the text. This is where you format your text. This is where you format your table. Okay, and these are other tools to manage objects and color palette and so on like that. This is the window and so on. And we continue with our design. You are going to learn more about them. So let's go into the uh, interface. So this is what we have, and the default size of a project is letter, but you can come here. When you click here, you're going to have different sizes. Okay, this is the A4, the normal A4 we use in printing documents and letters in Nigeria here. So this is the A4 size. This is the A3 size, which is twice the size of A4. This is A5, which is less than A4. Okay, and we have different sizes. Even we have the business card size here, which when you click them is just going to go to the exact size. All right, so the next we have the dimension of the page. This is the printable area. This is where the printing, this is your actual work. Okay, so like letter size now, see we have the width that is from left to right is 8.5 inches because our unit is inches, and we have 11 inches as the height. Okay, from here to here. So if you look at the ruler here, you can see 0 to 8 points. Can you see that? 8.5. You can see that as and the height. See, this is the ruler for the height here. 0. Can you see? If I draw this ruler here, click and drag. See, this is 0. You can see that. And the top here, you can see we have 11. This is 12. This is 11. Okay, so that is that. I'll delete this. Press select it and click on delete on my keyboard. So we have orientation. This is portrait. Okay, we standing is portrait, but when it's landscape, you see it's going to lie down this way. So this is used to edit all the new pages you added in this document. If you want all the pages to have similar size, and this one is to select if you want each page here, each page in the document to have different size. For example, here I have page here. This is page 1. If I click on this plus button here, it becomes 2 pages. So when I click on page 1, page 2. Now page 1, let us give it the portrait. See, page 2 remains. So because both of them have. But if we choose the current page, if we click on this, we come back to page 1 and make it portrait, page 2 remain landscape, because we said here we want only each page to have its own individual size. All right, you can see that. Okay, that is the essence of here. If I click here, all the pages will have the same size. Why this one you can have different sizes for each page. These are unit of measurement. Okay, we have inches, we have meters, we have points, pixels, feet, yards, miles, centimeters, meters, kilometers. So depending on what you use to measure, so you select that here. Okay, to test that, so let's say our width here, we can edit this dimension here by double clicking here. For example, I want to have 12 inches there. I press on enter. You can see it's now 12 inches. See 0, you can see 12. See that 12 inches wide. Now remember that 12 inches gives us 1 feet. So let's go change it to feet down here. You can see we have 1 feet here, which is 12 inches. Can you see that? So now the next one is our nudge offset. This is used to move when you want to move an object that you created with your arrow key. This is going to set the distance of the movement. For example, let me create a rectangle. Okay, I have a rectangle here. Let me give it the color of blue. Okay, so if you look at your keyboard, okay, you are going to find this arrow key here. Okay, let me display my on-screen keyboard so that we're going to be on the same page. If you look at your keyboard, this is what I'm talking about on your keyboard, this arrow key. So if I click on this arrow, okay, it's meant to move this object here. Can you see? It's moving, but it's not moving that fast. So you're going to click on the background again. This background is to deselect this that you want to talk about the main background now. You come here and increase this offset now. Here, let's go back to units, to inches in our units. So we have this, let's move it to like 0.012, let's move it to 11, or let's say 15, 21. So if I click on it now and you click on the arrow button on your keyboard forward, you can see it's moving. You can see it's moving faster now. Okay, let's increase it more. Let's go to like 46. So click on it, you click on your arrow. Can you see it's moving faster? So this is what the nudge offset is meant for. Okay, so so that is that about that. And here we have the pages, how you open your pages, but there are more options here on each page. If I right click here, I can name this page. For example, maybe I want to make a book or a particular folder for a particular document that have different pages for somebody. So the first page can be intro. Okay, you can see the second page. Let me name the second page as description. See that you can add more pages here. You can see page 3. So if I right click here, I can rename the page. I can insert a new page after this page 1. It's going to be between page 1 and former page 2 and page 2. I can insert a new page before. I can duplicate this page. Okay, maybe I have a design on this intro page now. Let's say I have this. Okay, on this intro page. So if I come to this intro page which has this, if I right click on it and duplicate, a dialog box comes that this duplication before, am I duplicating the page before the recent page or after the other page? Or the second option is that am I the new page that I want to duplicate to, is it going to copy the layer only, which is the background size only, or is going to copy the layer and the content in the layer? Okay, so if I choose only the layer, okay, let's see what happens. You can see this is a new page. See page 1, page 2. It doesn't carry the content, only the size of the page. Can you see that? But let's undo, let's go back. If you right click now and duplicate the page and select copy layers and the content, click on OK. Now on page 1 we have this content and the new page has the same content. You can see that. That is the power of this option here. Here we can delete the page. Let's go to page 2 we created and click on delete. You can see it's gone. You can right click on here. We can switch the orientation, which we have done here, which is to switch either from portrait to landscape. Okay, so this is the interface of your CorelDraw, of learning on all the basic things that you need to know about the page layer. So right here, this is where you create your new document. This is where you open recent document that you have worked on before. This is where you save. Okay, and you can see the shortcut key is displayed right there when you hover your mouse on it, which is Control S for save, Control O for opening your recent document, Control N for opening a new document. This is to print your document, Control P. All right, this is to undo, and the shortcut for undo a particular move is Control Z. Okay, maybe I want to make a move now. I want to duplicate this. I right click, copy. I right click and drag. I copy. So this is yellow, green, and this is yellow. So if I want to undo, see what undo does. It's going to be, see, the step is going back to where I'm coming from. So when you make a mistake in CorelDraw, you don't need to be scared. Okay, you can always undo your mistakes and correct yourself. You can also redo. That is to fast forward to what you have, the steps you have taken. All right. So then later we can discuss on other instruments. But before we end this video, let me work on this. When you select an object, okay, let's create an object that has a kind of shape. Let me go on basic shape here, and I want to select this. Okay, yes, I want this. Thank you. So let me give you the color. Let me select this and delete them. Delete. So this one, I'm giving the color of blue. So as I selected it here, this is telling us the X and Y axis, okay, of the location of this, and this is the size, the dimension of the particular object you created. Okay, that is, it is 3.9 inches wide and 2.9 inches tall. Okay, so the next thing is the rotation here. Okay, if I want to rotate it, this is meant for rotation. If I set this to 45 degrees and I click enter, you can see it rotate 45 degrees. Let me go back to 0 degrees. See, it's back. Now another thing here is the mirror. This is very, very important, the mirror. If I ask it to mirror horizontally, you see what happens. Okay, that is mirroring. And if I to mirror vertically, it turns it upside down.